Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
We still have, I think some students will be dialing in soon, but maybe we should start right now. We have 124 so far, so I believe maybe some are latecomers. So without further delay, I'd like to start today's session. A very warm welcome to today's session, The Future of Education, co-hosted by Plaza Premium Group and the New York Times. It's such a pleasure to meet everyone today and honored to be moderating today's session with great speakers. First and foremost, I'd like to introduce Mr. Hoi See, founder, CEO of Plaza Premium Group. Our Malaysian hero, Mr. Song, is also named EY on Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year 2018 Malaysia. Here is Mr. Song.
I just unmute, okay? Selamat pagi, good morning, everybody. Good to see our fellow Malaysians, especially when we are far away in the foreign countries.
All right. So you all have seen Mr. Song, very good looking, very handsome man. And here's the video to introduce Mr. Song. Great. I always tell Mr. Song that if he's not in the service industry, if he has not started Plaza Premium Lounge, he'll be a very successful actor. All right. So I hope you all agree with me. Without further delay, I'd like to introduce our two other great speakers today. Professor Yu Hong Tak, President of UTAR, and Professor Wei Min, UOW Malaysia KDU Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic. Let's spotlight our two professors, Professor Yu and Professor Hong. Thank you so much for your time today, and it's honored to have you in our sessions today. Right? Yes, Professor Hong.
So, Helena, and hello everyone.
Right. Great. Great. Yeah. Good to see you again, Professor you and Professor Hong. Yes. Anyway, without further delay, I just have a brief introduction about myself. All right. So I'm Helena Phua. I lead the Asia business at the New York Times. I was born in Petaling Jaya, Malaysia. Actually, to be exact, I was born in Asunta Hospital and moved to Hong Kong in 1986. I spent over 3 decades in media, first with the International Herald Tribune and with the New York Times. And I'm also the publisher for the New York Times Chinese magazine called Shi. Why I was able to publish a Chinese new magazine for the New York Times is because I went to a Chinese school. I went to Mo School in Old Town when in primary school. So very happy to be, to be in the Chinese medium. So at least I can develop this Chinese magazine for the Times. So at the New York Times, our mission is to seek the truth and help people understand the world. This mission is rooted in our belief that great journalism has the power to make each life or reader's life richer and more fulfilling, and all of society stronger and more just. In education, our goal is to help today's students become tomorrow global citizens. The New York Times will enable students to explore the changing world, improve media literacy, and think critically about today's issue. Apart from our daily news offering, our in-education resources help faculty bring current events into the classroom. Our learning network for students is an award-winning curriculum to which publishes over 1,000 resources each year to ensure materials are relevant and up to date. It features dynamic content and activities invaluable for today's classroom. For students whom English is a second language like me, the New York Times will also be a crucial tool to help strengthen language skill and prepare them for a more globalized world. For students in the 5 university today with us, UTAR, UOW KDU, MMU, UM, and UKM, who have had access to the New York Times since August last year, I really hope you are making good use of this powerful tool and resources. This program is made available with the generous support and thoughtful sponsorship of Mr. Hoi See, founder of the Plaza Premium Group. On behalf of the New York Times, Mr. Song, we would like to thank you for believing and supporting the New York Times education program. With your support, 138,000 students benefited from your generosity in providing them the best gift. We believe the best gift is not just an expensive pen or the latest iPhone or a holiday, but the gift of knowledge and information is key for students today. I hope the two professors will agree with me. I'm sure you agree with me. Yes. So, Mr. Song, before we start our conversation, I would like to share a quick video. This will be a great way to introduce your company, the Plaza Premium Group. If I may, the video, please. This is so impressive, Mr. Song. Clap for you as well, right? I can't wait
Thank
to
you.
travel again. I can't wait to go to your lounge again. Can't wait to go and stay in your hotel again. Go to some of your restaurants. Go on your buggy, and your meet and greet service. And help me through all the fussy or the fuss around at the airport. I can't really wait. So I guess many of you, don't know, just a brief introduction of Mr. Song. I guess many of you do not know the background of the founder. He's the man who built this business from the first break penny from his own savings, all right, from his own pocket. And obviously he's Malaysian. And Mr. Song is from Malacca, what I call the nice chicken rice I find in Malacca. And I will call Mr. Song's song. The reason why it's like the song, sing a song, as he's the most humble man I've ever met in my entire life. He's kind, he's thoughtful, grounded, friendly, and you can't believe this. He has got great sense of humor. If you spend an hour with him and you will laugh till, my God, you can't even have your dinner or lunch. All right. So Mr. Song went to school in the UK for his A levels at the age of 17, from Malacca, can you imagine, to the UK. And he probably has not traveled before. After his graduation at University of South London, he came to Hong Kong and worked briefly for a trading company, then joined an investment bank and became the youngest and the most outstanding investment banker. He decided enough is enough. Okay, he went on to pursue his dream of building his own empire in 1998. Fast forward 24 years, his company, Plaza Premium Group, now has over 5,000 staff members globally in 30 different countries, 250 locations in 70 international airports. And the company is still growing. And, you love to hear this, still hiring. It's fantastic. His staff are all loyal, and many have worked for him since his business started. Haven't spoken to many of them. Their loyalty, their passion, enthusiasm is commendable. For me, I strongly believe in working not just for a good company, but a company with a clear mission and vision, and willing to invest in their people in terms of training and development. That is key. Take DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion seriously to provide a fair and inclusive working environment is more important now than ever. So without further delay, Song, allow me to pose a few questions to you. And I'm sure students here are so anxious to hear from you. All right. So
Helena, I hope that you give me easy questions, okay?
with you, no. Your brain is it's a lot. So I need to tap onto, and I think the students don't want easy question from me. So I'll make it very easy. The first one will be easy. So Song, tell us, how did a kampung boy like you from Sungai Udang, all right? I think Udang is prawn, I think. Having such a big dream, make it to the world stage, How did that happen? Tell us, share with us.
First, I like to sort of greet good morning to the two professors and all the students. Obviously, Helena, thank you very much for such an interesting introductions. Okay, I hope that I will not disappoint all the students here. Okay, you're talking about my background. Oh my God, I do not know all of you know where Sungai Udang. In Malaysia, it's a Ulu area. Actually, I came from a family with a sibling, 30 sibling, and in the village with less than 1.5.
13, 13 or 30?
13. Oh, my mother is not that productive. Okay.
Okay.
We have 13 siblings. Okay, from the village of less than 1.5 thousand people.
So
Okay.
1,500 people. That's
Yeah,
all.
1,500. Yes.
Oh my God. Right. Okay.
I experienced bare minimum, living conditions. Okay. Filling my stomach is a luxury. Okay. And under such as conditions, obviously, we forced to learn how to survive, how to adapt, how to resolve problems by ourselves. I became very creative in creating toys and making toys to entertain ourselves. Okay, and I also proactively to demonstrate my leadership, my outstanding leadership, to become a taiko, okay, among the peer group, to gain a leadership recognitions among the peer group. Then
at home, you want to be a leader among all.
Frankly, the word difficult is never appear in my DNA. Okay, then I always say this group attitudes, okay, help me. And this group attitude and the positive mindset help me in my future undertaking, especially in my working life. Talking a little bit background about my companies. Yes, I work in the investment bank for 7.5 years, and I left the investment bank at the age of 30 something as a senior vice president. And all my friends say, "You crazy? You left the bank, such a young guy. You left the bank with high posts, with all the glamorous thing that you can think of." But I think I will talk later on more about the happiness in your heart. I think that's more important rather than monetary sort of gains that you can get from the bank. So obviously when I work for the bank, I travel business class because of my seniorities. Then I decided to start my own business to try to show my leadership, to show me like a taiko. So I started a business. I spotted a niche business in the markets because when I travel for my own business, I travel economy class. When I travel economy class, obviously I don't have the perk. I enjoy the lounge services in the airport because lounge is set up for the business class or first class passengers. So what I basically have to steal electric city in the public alley. Then I don't have nobody help me to send my fax, and we don't have email at that time. Okay, it's so challenging and very frustrating. There are two things I can do. Either I keep on complaining, or I try to spot up there's any opportunity among. So I spotted the opportunity. Simple reason that you look at the full board of plane. About 10 or 15% make of first and business class, 85% make of economy class. Lounge is meant for this 15% of people. Hey, how about this 85% of the people? Where I'm one of them. So I came up with this idea: if I can set up a facility with lounge and also business centers, I'm sure few percentage out of the 85% people need my services, the econometric will work and the concept will work. That's how I started my business. So unfortunately, this business worked out well, and I started the first one in 1998 in Hong Kong and also KL International Airport. And now, like you said, we at sort of cover 5 continents in the world. We have over 250 locations and in 70 countries. It is a long journey for us, and we are still growing at this present moment. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, Mr. Song, when you came to Hong Kong from the UK to start your career, and how much did you have in your pocket? When you so dared to come to Hong Kong, a very expensive city, how much did you have in your pocket?
Just to give you a little bit more background of the family background, because when the first time I experienced the plane, I'm in a mixed feeling. Mixed feeling in such a way that was my first time in the plane. I know when I fly to England, okay, I would hardly can come back anymore because my family cannot afford to buy a plane ticket for me. So happy in a way that the first time to experience to ride on the plane, and sad because I'm leaving my family. I know it's a long way before I can come back again. So it's a mixed feeling. And when I landed Hong Kong, to be frank, okay, I hardly have any money in my pockets. But what I have is determination. What I have is Malaysia body attitude. Move on.
Fantastic. Totally, I'm so impressive. So, Mr. Song, thanks for creating this what we call the product service for the second class citizen. Sometimes we call ourselves second class at the airport is when you are not a traveling business class and economy business or first class. You're loitering outside, standing in long queues and getting some McDonald's or Starbucks and everything. So thank you so much. You give us a place to go, and this market is even bigger than the first and business class market, isn't it? Thank you so much,
Helena. Yeah. I think what I try to sort of bring up the point is that remember, I want all the students to remember too. Whenever you face any challenges, okay, there is always an opportunity. If there is no challenges, it means there is no inefficiency gap. Okay, if you look it closely, okay, and be more analytical, you'll find there's an inefficiency gap. That's where you can fill the gap. That is an opportunity given to you to fill the gap. Because of my bad experience, that's the reasons I developed this product. And this is the first of its kind in the world. It was started in 1998. Can you imagine? We have a commercial flight since the First World War, and nobody came up with this idea because there is a perception that lounge business is only for first and business class, and nobody tweaked the idea. Maybe nobody had that bad experience that I had.
So I guess, in life to be successful, you also have to spot the niche and the opportunity. Don't let all the negative things cloud on you. Look at when you go anywhere, look at the opportunity ahead of you. Be creative, I guess. Yeah, I think in other words, is be creative. All
So
right,
that's
I'm going
why
to jump into the second.
that's why being a poor is good, because I came from a poor family. I have no choice. Had to be creative. Had to be observant.
Right. I hope you kept the first toy you develop yourself. You create your first toy. I hope you kept that, and you have a patent for that. So moving to the second question, Song, share with us how would you define? I mean, how would you define success? What is success?
Wow, that is a big word, success. Well, in the world, normally people measure success uh, by measuring the quantity of monetary gain, okay, as a yardstick to measure your success. So I'm sure a lot of people normally say, wow, this person is so rich, they are very successful, that person. Let me tell you what, money is not everything in the world. I can ensure you the person either in any country, their life cannot be better than a durian vendor or vegetable vendor in the Pasar Malam. Their life can be better than you. I can assure you that. So to me, measure success, okay, there are two elements, self-element to measure success. One is internal, one is external, okay? Internal measure is basically say, are you happy or not? Are you the sort of enjoy what you're doing and develop a passion on what you're doing? That is internal self, okay? If you are passionate, you're happy on what you're doing, you are successful. All right. And second measurement is external. What do you mean by external? See, whatever you acquire, whatever you achieve, accomplish, okay, can you benefit other or not? Can you inspire other or not? If you can inspire and benefit other people can gain and benefit from your success, and I think that is a real success. It's just like when I reach money, I can give to anybody. Okay, then I'm very successful. Same thing with what you're doing and you're passionate what you are, you enjoy what you're doing, and you can help other, and you can also inspire other. I think that is the real success.
Fantastic. Yeah. So it's a give and take. So circling back to what you said in the very beginning, it's a passion and the commitment is a key to that. Right. So So thanks a lot, Mr. Song. On to my third question. So the last 2 years with COVID, it must be so difficult for you and your business. So share with us, I mean, not every day is a Sunday, not every day we see the rainbow, but share with us, how do you deal with these intense challenges? I mean, is this the biggest wave upon you since you started your business? I mean, can you sleep at night, the last 2 years?
Wow, Helena, when you ask me the question, my tears going to drop. Oh my God, let me tell you what the last 2.5 years is the biggest challenge in my whole business career. Because pandemic is so uncertain, and you don't know what is happening next and how to counter it. In any business or anything you do not know what is coming, is what is in front of you, and how to encounter. I think is so difficult to plan, especially where we are the service industry, where depends on our colleague to deliver the service. We need people to deliver service. So we not only have to take care of the business challenges, and so also we do take care of the well-being of our colleagues as well, because they have living to go on as well. So it's a huge challenge for me. And obviously, having said that, all in the aviation industry, in the restaurant business and the travel industry, obviously they suffer tremendously as well. Well, you can do two things. You either wait and cry, wait for the sky to fall upon you, or you sit down and ask yourself, what's the next thing you should do? Based on the situation that you have. But again, I'm going to bring back to my backgrounds because I brought up in such a way that I have to be successful. I had to learn to adapt. I learned how to survive. Obviously, I was trying to find means and way to survive in this pandemic. So what we have to do is to basically look into a bigger pictures and create that sort of grab opportunity where it comes. Certainly in the business, you have to take care, you have to contain your costs. At the same time, you have to find a new avenues of the business, because after the pandemic, the whole structural demand in the market will change. For example, I think people will tend to be more adapt technology or digitalization in doing their own business. So what I have to do is to basically spend more time to study what digital technology can help us, okay, to make our business the operation much more convenient, much more efficient, and much more effective. So I gathered a group of my senior people. We sit down, we brainstorm for a couple of months, and we came up with new ideas. We adapted the digital technology in our operation, and we spent some money to develop that sort of platform. I call it APS, Airport Passenger Services, where we create one single platform to consolidate all the services under one platform. And nobody ever done it before in the world. So when we have this platform, it creates a lot of convenience, comfort, and give value, okay, to the future passengers. And this is what we created. And in fact, we already launched the first technology sort of operation in Bangalore International Airport. The second one will be in Hong Kong International Airport. So we definitely feel that we will come back stronger. We will come back better, and we can provide better services to the future passengers.
Amazing. So Mr. Song, building the business back better, and going back to 24 years ago when you started your business, you saw an opportunity, and now with the pandemic, what you have gone through, you see another, huge opportunity ahead of you. Instead of sitting back, crying or whatever, isn't it feeling that being a failure? But you actually look at the opportunity, which is so commendable and so fantastic. So is that where you get your gray hair the last 2 days, 2 years? I saw some gray hair. You used to have all black hair, It's like
You know what? We have a Malaysian spirit, never die.
never die. Okay. So moving quickly to the next question. So what are your thoughts? I think this is really important for students with us today. So what are your thoughts on the future of education? The learning which is important to equip students in finding the right job and to do well in their career. Things has changed now with the so-called post-pandemic, or we're in the endemic phase. So what are your thoughts on this? How do we equip the students, to really find the right job and to do well or find something they liked?
Helena, when you ask me this question, I'm still a student. I'm still studying master degree.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yeah, you still spend your weekend studying.
I think that the two professors is a better person to answer that question, okay? Because they are expert in education. I'm sure they will give you some answer about that. But being a businessman, let me give my 2 cents of thoughts, okay, on educations. I think yes, educations definitely is very important, okay, and education make you think more analytically, knowledgeable, and skillful, and obviously we get respect and plus also you give you a better chance in the career opportunities. Okay, that go without saying. But in this 21st century, education is not academic, it's just academic. I think the soft skill is very important. Okay, how you interact with people, because the technology medias, okay, digital media is so widely spread, and you can get the knowledge everywhere and easily accessible. So I think it's very important for students, other than academic, I think you must learn how to communicate with people and how to sort of interact with people. I think is very important. And your soft skill, the one I'm talking about, and know how to process information rather than take information as it is. Okay, that is very important. But in order to do that, obviously, you yourself have to be observant, you have to be analytical. Okay, so that from that process, okay, you become a much more the sort of wiser person and look at things in the different perspective rather than in the one narrow perspective and not narrow way of the looking at thing. So soft skill is very important. Okay, and we always in our companies, okay, when we recruit any members, especially when I interview a seniors sort of members, I will never go and look at their academic qualifications. Because I think if you dare to apply my sort of post, I think you are good enough, okay, for your academic qualification, the minimum requirement, so-called.
Yeah.
But my conversation with the senior people is more on the soft skill. Okay, I wonder whether these people have passion or not in what they want to do, or they are helpful or not, and they are very empathy or not, again, with the environment and also with the people. I think is very, very important. So I think, like I say again, the soft skill is so important if you want to be successful in your future career, other than academic qualifications. I'm sure later on the two professors will give you more insight about the future education. But that's the one thing I really want to share with you all, especially students. We all know we're bombarded with all kinds of technology. Okay, we even fear that next time technology will take over us, robot will take over us. But to my own personal experience, okay, I'm not too worried. If I worry, because the robot will be talking to us today, not people. And I think robot, yes, it will replace some of the work that we are doing. But one thing for sure, robot is robot. They don't have brain, they don't have thinking, they don't have feelings. But in order to do well, yet technology, yes, we need technology to increase our effective and efficiently. But I think morality, ethical is very important on whatever you do. So in education, I think that's where you learn ethical and morality. If you can combine good morality and good ethical at the way of doing things, combined with technology, you can go very, very far.
Right. Spot on, Mr. Song. Yeah, spot on that on that note. So I just probably, circle back a little bit into, and probably that's the reason why you sponsor the New York Times, so that you want students to be equipped with more knowledge and information, and also that, so it's just really getting, the knowledge, get the knowledge to be much richer. I think is think critically, analyze situation rather than that being posed upon you, right?
Helena, also student give me opportunity to define success on my own way, because
Right.
I'm able to inspire them. Yeah, they can benefit of what I have. Okay, they also give me a definition of success to myself. Thank you for the student.
Great. So, okay, my last question before I turn on to our professors is, can you just share a word of wisdom for our dear Malaysian students here? It's like the do and the don'ts to be successful and to be happy at the same time. Just some word of wisdom for our students.
With the wisdom. I had to take my wisdom too. Okay, look, word of wisdom. Yes, let me tell you what. I think every student, regardless what background you have, You must able to prepare to dream big. You know, look at America, you talk about American dream. Lately, we talk about China dreams. Countries have their own dreams. You personally, you must have big dreams. It doesn't matter. Dream big. That is very important. When you dream big, you aim high. If you do not dream big, you aim very low and you cannot go very far. And that is most important thing. Okay. Then always you dream, don't just dream about not doing anything. Then it become a daydreaming. Then when you dream, you make an effort. Okay. You have to learn yourself to be now to train yourself to be curious, to be observant. Okay. Whatever you say, you ask yourself, can you do better? Can that thing can be better or not? And observe what people do and learn from that. Okay. And also you must obviously you must you must be passionate about it. Otherwise, you're not even bothered to even observe to look at it. You must be passionate what you're doing. Okay. Then also you need to work hard. It's a very important element. Okay, I say I dream big, I'm passionate, but I'm not working. Well, now I'm not even prepared to adapt a humble heart. Okay, to learn from other people, then it will not go very far. So you have to work very hard as well. Okay, but one thing is, I from my own personal experience, poverty is not a hinder to your success. But laziness and discouragement and negative mindset is your enemy to your success. So I think that is all I think I can share with you. Okay, all of you.
Great. So the don'ts is don't be lazy. So the do is to dream big. All right. Be curious, be passionate, work hard, so don't let poverty hinder you in any way. Look at it as an opportunity for you to be more creative, and to work harder. So anyway, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Song. Thank you. And I'd like to move on to the next session, but we want you to come back when we go to the next Q&A session. All right. So I'm moving to the next session.
Thank you, Helena. Thank you very much.
Right, and a panel discussion on the big topic, the future of education, where we're going to hear from our very, very experienced, professor we admire so much. And I'd like to invite again Mr. Professor Yu and Professor Hong to join us now. So a little bit of a background for Professor Yu, Hong Tak. Professor Yu is the president of UTAR, Senior Professor of Engineering and Science, and also recipient of awards, including the Young Scientist Award of URSI, International Union of Radio Science, and the Outstanding Young Malaysian Award. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Yu, Professor Yu. And Professor Dr. Hong Wei Min is UOW Malaysia KDU Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, a position she held since 2013, and is responsible for overseeing the strategic development and enhancement of UOW Malaysia KDU schools, academic programs, and syllabus. So welcome and thank you for coming to our session, the panel discussion. So the pandemic has reshaped our world, changing the way we work, interact, and learning has been hampered due to school closure and study from home. The educational landscape of today's world is undergoing radical transformation. Many changes that have been developing for some time have accelerated with the pandemic. So increased awareness and appreciation of school can serve as the basis for the new revival of education, one that transforms the idea of schooling. Education and learning are about human interaction, dialogue and exchange. Schools are forms of collective living, and that cannot be replaced by distant or remote learning. So we all like to hear from you, professors, from both of you, on this transformation and the future of education, right? So my first question is, what is and what will be the future of education? So Professor Hon, would you like to go first, followed by Professor Yu?
Thank you. Thank you, Helena. Good afternoon, all. It's really my great pleasure that I be here to share some of my view and to have the opportunities, to have these interactive conversations with our industry, with our Malaysians that is from Hong Kong. Yeah. So just go back to the questions. What is future of education? The pandemic has changed a lot of things, but I just want to highlight this is maybe as an institution, education institution, this is the 3 points that I think will be the key for the future education. The first one is last time, education institutions always focus on passing the students. Yeah, but I believe the future education, the role of education institutions should not be focusing on passing the student anymore. Instead, we must make the education institution as a playing ground that the students are able to experience failure in a very safe environment. The reason why I say that is one of the key things that we realized in this pandemic, in order for us to be able to survive through this pandemic, one of the very key attributes is perseverance. And it's very difficult to actually gain the attributes of perseverance. And we strongly believe that only when you experience failure, you will be able to actually gain the perseverance attributes. So first thing is we must become a playing ground and a safe environment for our students to be able to fail. Fail safely, fall, learn, adapt, and change, and eventually become success. The second one is, as education institutions, we should no longer focus on producing graduates that is ready for the future job. It's because we don't even know what will be the future job. Things has changed and so much changes. So what will be the future job? How can we develop curriculums that are prepared them for the future job? So the focus will be no longer producing graduates that are able to ready for the job, but they are able to create jobs for themselves and others. So that actually tie into the entrepreneurial spirits that we are talking about. Yeah. Last but not least, we all know that technology now play a very important role in education. But it goes back to what Mr. Song has mentioned just now. I think the humanism part is the key. We must focus on engaging the student and let the students to learn how to be able to interact with others and how they are able to respect the diversity and being inclusive in all the decision making, being open-minded to all the social and cultural differences among others, in order for them to be a truly future-ready graduates. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's all I have.
This is spot
so
on.
pass it to Prof. You.
I love the 4 words you use: fail, learn, adapt, and to be successful. Amazing. I learned something today from you, Professor.
Thank you.
Amazing. So, Professor Yu, we'd like to hear from you.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone.
Professor Yu, you're a bit soft. Maybe
Okay.
the mic. Yes.
How about now?
Much better. Right.
Okay. Maybe I try this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you to Mr. Song and Helena, and also I actually also concur with what Prof. Hon has mentioned in terms of future of educations. As we know, with this technology development, with new challenges, new technology, and all that, we really don't actually know what kind of jobs will be needed. Okay, with the new change of technology that may actually take the other old technology and the new way of workflows and new jobs will be created. So in this case, I think for future education, it is very important that nowadays in schools, right from primary school, secondary school, university level, or even postgrad schools and all that, besides actually providing good fundamentals of the knowledge and skills, and then also equip them with soft skills as mentioned by Mr. Song. Okay, like develop them in soft skills, because these soft skills are all what we call transferable skills. Whatever they actually learn, they apply and all that, the experience they actually develop from this applying soft skills can be used later in other jobs in facing other challenges and all that. Okay, and also very importantly, is actually about lifelong learning because things keep changing, challenges, new challenges keep coming. Pandemic. I mean, after pandemic, we have this global warming, climate change problems and all that. So you have to should have this ability to do lifelong learning. This one have to develop in the schools and all that, so that they are willing, always passionate in actually learning new things. Okay, so I would say that maybe for it to make it easier, it's actually for us to see that a future of our education will try to actually develop human being who actually first must have this growth mindset. I mean, forever they want to actually become better. They are willing to overcome the challenges, willing to face problems with the growth mindset. So when they are going up and all that, at the same time, they must care for others.
Yeah.
They must, as mentioned by Mr. Chong just now, with the robots and all that, the human touch, human values. If you can actually also develop the empathy, okay, so that they know more about what other people are feeling, what the customers want, how we actually treat others and all that. So together with growth mindsets is going upwards, and then empathy is going around so that we can actually interact, we can have good relationship with others. I think this is what the future education should actually provide. And with this, then of course we encourage the students to go and explore the world. So in future, be the users of the Plaza Premium, go around the world, go and explore different cultures, develop themselves, have different kinds of experience, participate in community projects so that they learn. A lot of time, these string project, they will have failure, they learn from the mistake, and they know how to interact, how to solve the problems, enjoy learning, develop their patience, and of course, be resilient. Okay, thank you.
Right. Wow, this is really spot on. Yeah. So the main things that you put together is, I love that. It's the growth mindset, which is like more like positive mindset. I think empathy, care for people is important. And like you say, experience. You have to go out and experience for yourself. You can't just sit around and read books and go on the internet. So go out and experience and be resilient. So I'm sure many of the students today, hearing from you, they have learned so much. I have, definitely. So I'm very mindful of the time. So going to the second question is, how the advancement of technology and digitization affects the future education, and to what extent it will affect the role of values and ethics in human life. So Professor Yu, would you like to go first on this?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think that of course the digitalization advancement of technology, it allows us to learn anywhere, anytime. A lot of possibilities is open up and all that. But at the same time, we also need to know how to have self-control. Especially now, we should actually develop ourselves internal self-control so that we are not influenced by all this AI algorithm.
Yeah.
Not addicted to certain things, but actually use this digitalization, use the internet to continue to develop ourselves. And then, but of course, at the same time, for values and ethics, we need to have interactions in the human world, okay? And involve in community projects, and then to develop empathies and loving kindness, and then go out and explore the world, and then interact with the community, so that in fact, now we are talking about this life, Our life is actually not just the physical life, but now people are developing digital life as well. How to actually strike a balance between the digital life and physical life. So during the pandemic time, maybe we spend a lot of time on digital life and all that. And of course, people may feel lonely, isolated and all that. But now is things getting better and all that. Why not actually develop experience more about the physical life so that we have a balanced development? Thank you.
Right, great. Totally agree with you. We all need vitamin D, so be out there and get more sun as well. It's for your own health. So yeah, so Professor Hong, like to hear from you on this question.
I think technology and digitalization is part and parcel of life. But they are just tools that enhanced and enabled some of the things. So when you talk about the values, the ethics behind it, I think the human being that using the tools must use it well, how to educate the students. Yeah. So for example, when we first started doing online assessment, most of us face a lot of issues that students will just go copy and paste and get their answer. But we take that as an opportunity to now tell students, this is not right. Why is it not right? Yeah. So I think technology is just a tool. How we learn from it, how we actually build the values and ethics, right, from using that is still something that the human being, the teachers, yeah, the educators will still play a very important role.
Fantastic. Thank you. My third question. So how do you think universities adapt to the change in technology, making it more accessible to the mass, yet sustain a successful business model? So I'll go with you first, Professor Hong.
I think the technology allowed us to have the collaboration opportunities. Yeah. So like today, we are able to hear from Mr. Song, far away from Hong Kong, and our students are benefit from that. So if we are able to capture the good point about technology and use it well, I think we do not need to be afraid that it will actually affect our business model. So the key is when students come on campus to see us, they must see us as the individuals that will be able to be their connectors for other people and will be able to really make them a more successful human being. And so I think the world has changed. We have to learn to live with technology and we shouldn't be afraid of it.
Fantastic. Great. So from you, Professor
Okay,
Yu,
thank
your
you.
thought?
Yeah, I think that all learning institutions, including schools and universities, I think one of the main function is actually to see that how we can actually encourage and promote more people to love learning. So now with this technology as an accessibility and all that, I think to help and to go to the mass and actually help them to develop the habit of lifelong learning and all that is important. And as more and more actually enjoy learning and all that, then naturally they would like to actually learn more, learn in more specialized way, more professional way and all that. And that is the place that we can provide them with a professional learning, skill-based learning, so that all those things that can be conducted in the universities and provide them with a unique campus experience with university activities and all that. Okay, so I will see that this actually go together rather than actually contradicting to each other, and together we can actually make the young generations to love learning, willing to have the growth mindset to continue wanting to learn. Then no matter what challenges they face in the future and what kind of problem, as long as they are willing to go and ask people for help, learn from the mistake, learn from experience, learn from the expert and all that, I suppose all problems can be solved. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. So I'm conscious of the time, so thank you so much for your valuable sharing. I think students has really benefited a lot this afternoon, and including myself. I'm sure Mr. Song agreed that he has learned, a lot from the two of you. It's what we call the lifelong learning, right? So on this, I'd like to invite Mr. Song back on the screen to begin our Q&A session. So we are open to the Q&A session. So in view of the time limitation, we've asked students to send in questions ahead of time. So I picked 3. My apologies if I missed out some of your questions, students, my apologies. So I'll just pick the first one first. So the first question is, how do we help our future graduates to have the entrepreneurial mind set as one of their career pathway? So I'll zoom into you, Mr. Song. So entrepreneurial mind, yeah. So for their career pathway, I think they're thinking of something about joining the Plaza Premium. So they're picking your brains.
Well, thank you, Helena. The word entrepreneurs, when I came out from my village, I not even know what is called entrepreneurs. I'm just a kampong boy, okay, playing in the paddy field. curi rambutan on my 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 neighbor. Actually, to develop entrepreneurs mindset, I think it's important that that person must have big dreams. Okay, when you develop big dreams and you're curious, okay, and you observe and what is happening around you, and you are like a computer. Okay, a lot of RAM is empty, then you keep on absorbing what is coming into your eyes. But don't look at things on the surface itself. Go into detail. If you are passionate a certain thing, go into more detail to look at it. When you do any thinking process, don't think of one track mind. Okay, develop yourself what you call mapping thinking. 10 way of thinking, 10 way of avenue to resolve the problems. If you keep on develop this kind of thinking, cognitive thinking process, whatever you see certain thing, and your mind's behind your mind or your RAM start telling you, hey, look, I will look at this thing 10 different way. So that's the reason why businessmen already hear that, oh, businessmen have vision. Frankly speaking, vision doesn't come from the sky. It's come from this kind of developments over a period of time. When have that kind of development already, they're in the mind. When they look at things, they look at 10 different ways, but you look at things in one way. How can you have a better vision than these entrepreneurs? So I think thinking process is very important. You have to be detailed. And obviously go back, you must be passionate at whatever you do. If you're not passionate, you're not, like you're not passionate with me, you're not even want to look at me talking on the line now. So basically, I think, yes, be passionate, go into more detail, absorb things, and learn a mapping thinking process.
Okay.
Then you will develop a vision.
Right. I like that. Mind mapping. I really like that. Okay, in view of we are going to overrun a little bit. So if you don't mind, students, if you could stay with us for another probably 8 more minutes. And my apologies, I'm not such a good moderator. So, but this is so interesting. So I'd like to finish this this session well. So I'm going to the second question. So I would direct the second question to you, Professor Yu, and the third question to Professor Hong. All right. So the second question is, what are the future pedagogies for higher education? Professor Yu.
Yes, yes. I think that you see, as we know that now the functions of higher education institutions will be different. It's no longer just actually provide the curriculum and let the students actually pass and then graduate and all that. It is supposed to be a place that nurture them through the culture, the environment, and curriculum, so that they will develop their characters. Like for example, mentioned by Mr. Song. Okay, they are willing to explore, willing to develop soft skills and all that. So I suppose in terms of pedagogy, maybe it's not just the pedagogy, but also about the environment, the culture, how to nurture them so they're willing to actually take the challenge, face the failure, and find and overcome the challenges and all that. So I think this is very important, and to develop the overall compass, a life compass, so that can lead them towards this success, and how they can develop lifelong learning and passion and contribute and help others. Thank you.
Right. I love that life compass. I just wish we have more time. I love to. There's so much we can all learn from you, Professor Yu. And okay, zooming to you, Professor Han, for the third question. How has the Great Resignation affected the education scene or sector in the last 2 years? So what do you think that this Great Resignation has affected? The education scene.
I would say that it has not really affected us that much for the last 2 years. I think it's because we are able to adapt and change. When the pandemic first hit us in Malaysia, the first lockdown was I think it's March 18. And all the institutions will have to transit immediately from the traditional face-to-face to fully online. And most of the institutions or academic in Malaysia are actually have been preparing, because we've been doing teaching with technology, blended learning. So people are able to adapt. And the last 2 years, because we are able to teach from home and teach almost online, so the academic have the opportunities to work from home. So, and for us as our institutions, one of the key things that we focus a lot for the last 2 years is the wellness of staff. Yeah. So because what we believe that if our staff wellness are not being taken care of, they will not be able to take care of the wellness of the students. Yeah, when you learn online, when you study online, every time you're facing the screen, and those kind of stress actually is quite bad. So the teachers become the key counselors for the students. So what we did is we made sure we take care of the wellness of the staff. We organize online activities that is fun and not just meeting to let staff have the opportunity to share and everything. So we take care of that, and I would say that so far as of now, we are okay. The great resignations have not really affecting us. But as we are now moving into endemic, we are coming back on campus. Yeah. So hopefully what we have done the last 2 years have given the opportunities for the team and the academic to be really build up their ability to adapt and change, and we can continue on to do what we can for our students.
Right, fantastic. Yeah, that's really impressive. So anyway, I thank you all, for your valuable time, for your impactful sharing. Like I said, I really learned so much. I wish we have more time, and it's amazing. And thank you for encouraging your students to make use of the wonderful gift from Mr. Song from the Plaza Premium Group, which is the New York Times in education and the Learning Network. So to prepare them, when they move forward, into the world and into their career. So thank you again, and I'd like to invite the PPG team to share the internship and job opportunity. I think that's a really exciting part. So PPG team, over to you.
Where's out? Okay. Okay.
Hey, Joanne, over to you. Yeah. We can't hear you.
Cannot hear you yet, Joanne. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joanne from Plaza Premium Group Malaysia. So sorry, I think something wrong with my headphone. Okay. I will be sharing a little bit about our internship program. Okay. I believe many of you are looking for an internship opportunity or even for a job opportunity. Okay. So let me share the internship opportunity first. So this internship program will actually expose you to a professional learning experience that offer meaningful and practical work that is related to your field of study or maybe to your career interests. And as part of Plaza Premium Group, we have the Global Services Center, which is located in Bangsa South, also known as GSC. You can see that on the slide. They actually provide functional services such as the finance operation. They also have the payroll, contact center, procurement system, supporting to the PPG company globally. So if you join this GSC team, you'll be supporting the global PPG network. And in Plaza Premium Lounge Management, okay, PPLM, let's make it short, okay, our main office is in KLIA2, which is in Sepang, if you guys you know where's the airport, okay. So, and we cover to Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Langkawi, and even Kuching International Airport as the ground team, okay, where we deliver excellent service to our guests. And we are also aiming to build our talent pool and our special task force team. Okay, so our main department for this ground team, they consist of people from the customer service. They have from food and beverage, culinary, housekeeping, facility management, and not only that, we also have the other team, which consists of the departments such as the human resources, sales and marketing, finance and accounting, procurement, IT, quality management, project management, and marketing communication, marketing communication. So these are the opportunities that we have in Plaza Premium Lounge Management. So let's take a look at GSC first. So for internship opportunity in Global Services Center, we have internship for Global L&D intern, and also for the finance department. Whereas in Plaza Premium Lounge Malaysia, we have all the departments you can see in the slides. If you are looking for job opportunity, okay, in PPLM, we are looking team members in the customer service, in the food and beverage department, culinary, housekeeping, facility management. We also have the logistic, sales and marketing, and also reservation. So guys, if you are interested, okay, and you are looking for any job or internship opportunity, please scan the QR code on the screen that you can see right now, that's on your screen, or you can click on the link that is shared by my team members. Okay, everyone good? Okay, so you can either scan the QR code or you can click on the link which is on the chat box. Yeah. So from there, we'll come back to you. We'll give you a call. We'll come back to you, and during that time we can discuss further. Okay. You want to know the benefits and everything? We will discuss. PM the P, yeah. Okay, guys. So thank you, everyone. We hope to see you guys again. So over to you, Azza. Azza is our photographer for the day. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Ta-ta.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, Rosalie, you can unshare the screen for the photo shoot session. Okay, kindly turn on your camera, everyone. Okay, students, show your faces. Turn on your video cam. Okay. Right now, let's see. Let's give another 1 minute for them to open their camera. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, smile again. 1, 2, 3.
Let's do one with a thumbs up. Everyone,
Yeah.
come on. Good.
And do a thumbs up and lean toward your left. This
My
is the
left, my
PPG.
left.
Yeah, the PPG pose. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great.
All right. Great. So thank you all. Thank you, students, for listening in and for sharing the time with us. I hope you have all learned as much as we all do. And Mr. Song, thank you so much for your time. And Professor Hong and Professor Yu, really appreciate your sharing. I think the students has gained a lot today. And so onwards, and we are looking forward, Mr. Song and I are looking forward to the opportunity of going to Malaysia and visit both your campuses and probably meet the students personally. Like you say, the human part is more important.